I have updated a lot of versions, and that's because the versions in between were either lost or didn't add much. However, some of the lost versions did add a lot, as you can see by the hotbar down here. Interestingly, the scrolling is reversed, so that's interesting. Glass blocks and sponge blocks have been added. That is really good news for this house. I can finally put windows in it. And yeah, also sponges got added. Let's explore the sponges a little bit. One other thing is sand got removed from the hotbar due to there not being enough space. Let's explore the sponge a little bit. The sponge is completely stationary, and by that I mean the place that it soaks up is completely stationary. So it sort of just keeps the water from flowing into the space. And with that, you could make something interesting. Sort of like an underwater base. Without using any blocks. Well, other than the sponges, of course. The lava is much darker. Also, yeah, when replacing the stone boat, I accidentally made out of cobblestone. This doesn't even look like lava. It is really dark. Looks sort of like, I don't even know, tomato sauce. Let me test something. So yeah, they do not soak up lava, I figured. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is you can place sort of floating blocks on liquids. You can place blocks and they will just stand on liquid as if the liquid is a solid block. So, I realized something. So in the last episode when I said I don't think the sapling was hidden because the texture was ugly, yeah, that's not true. Notch actually confirmed that was why it was hidden on key 6. So, oops. Anyway, I made some builds. So, first of all, if I can find it, the glass dome. Yeah, it's kind of hard to find. Like, at one point, I even thought it just didn't save my progress on it until I later found it. Oh yeah, that's something I actually don't have on the list of stuff I made. I made this smiley face out of gravel that's floating on the water. Alright, I'll show off the other builds. There's that sapling over there. It's a pixel art of a sapling, obviously, but there's no like non-transparent green block yet, so it doesn't look the best. I actually put a sapling over there for reference and just did it in like rows of pixels. Yeah, if they were non-transparent, this would look much better. I also made this lush cave. I had to block off some areas of the cave because this cave was way too big to put leaves everywhere. There's actually no way to get here. And I actually hid a staircase right here made out of leaves. Yeah, oh yeah, there's one more thing. I recreated a tree down here. One of the new shaped trees. Oh, it seems like I didn't place a leaf block there. Also, the bug still exists. The bug where you can replace blocks and yep, it's annoying. Yeah, I experienced it a lot when building things where I was peering over the edge. Let me see if I can get it to happen. Yeah, it's not happening right now, but yeah, the bug still exists. And I've also seen when I press the R key, I spawn on top of this thing. This is a custom tree I made. And yeah, it's just like, it's not like a huge custom tree, but yeah, it's a custom tree nonetheless. And yeah, I'll see if I can find the glass dome. Also, one thing I'm gonna say, the last video was quite an undertaking. A lot of research and editing went into it, and I don't want that. I want this to just be me having fun in Minecraft. I don't want it to be me like playing Minecraft for a little bit and editing for 5 hours. So I'm not going to go as in depth, but I will be upgrading a lot more, and I think that's more fun. Whoa, there is a lot of Steves here. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to show off. The Steves textures are like inverted in this version, which caught me off guard, but I think I remember Blue Crab talking about this bug. Yeah. Yeah, that's odd. Oh, I found it. I found the glass dome. Yeah, there is, like, I couldn't find a good way to make an exit, so I just did this. And then there is one more thing. I think it's by this tree. Aha, here it is. I've made this sort of staircase to the bottom of the world. And there's this big room. Interestingly, this looks like this goes down to the void if you turn the fog up. Because for some reason the fog acts really weirdly with edges of the world. I've already showcased that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. Oh my god, that is so bright. Sorry, I just blinded you. Oh yeah, I really need to be looking at my like list of things to show, because I keep forgetting stuff. There is actually another thing. Also, apparently the update that made it so that there was like a spawn point, a set spawn point instead of you spawning randomly. Yeah, that was really controversial because it's harder to move around. And yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like there should have been like an extra key to spawn around randomly, and then the actual set spawn point would be on another key. Oh, I think I found it. Yeah, I found it. So this is a house made where the walls are made of actual water. Using the sponges, I was able to make this space. There's a leaf bed here, definitely more comfortable than the dirt bed. There's a table and some chairs. And a wood floor. I did have to dig out a lot of stuff. I tried to make sure I made everything look natural by looking above it, but I guess I missed some things. Yeah, I dug out a lot of stuff, so it's still kind of unnatural. But yeah, you can enter and exit the house super easily, since you can swim out. Alright, so I have upgraded, and this is an absolutely massive update. Let's just press B. Look at all these blocks. You have like all the colored wool. You have these cool gold blocks. There's a lot of stuff. You have flowers and mushrooms. 2 types of each. So I thought of going to a new world because I think it would be cool to show off the limitations of, like, you know, pre-wool colors, because right now I could just go in and completely replace the leaves off the sapling pixel art, but I don't know, that just wouldn't be as fun. Also, the scrolling is now as it is in modern Minecraft. And another reason why I'm doing a new world is because, you know, we have a lot of the new features. Trees and ores. And, you know, there's been changes to the terrain generation. We have sand, naturally generated sand, and I assume gravel. So yeah, I am going to be staying on a new world. Later on, I'll probably put all the worlds together, like using MC Edit. Yeah, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is build a new house. Alright, I've made a new house. I'm way more proud of it. We have like an entrance carpet. We have a living room here. I have like a rectangular carpet. Tried to make it circular, but it was like off center by 1 block, so I couldn't make it on center. So yeah, it's just rectangular for now. Here's a kitchen with one of those like white and black tiled floors. We have a stone counter and some cabinets. We have an actual dining room, which wasn't in the last house, with a big block of cheese. We have a bedroom with a bed and a computer here. There's also a beanbag here. I don't know why I added the beanbag. I just kind of wanted to. And then somewhere around here, I don't even know my own house. Yeah, is the bathroom. We're moving up in the world. We have a gold toilet now. That's kind of funny. We have a sink. We have a gold bathtub, which has some wool blocks as water, or sorry, they're known as cloth blocks in this version. So yeah, cloth blocks. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm way more proud of this house. There's a gravel road with some flowers, and yeah, I like this house. So I've done a lot with this beach area behind the pond, and so first we have the improved, more comfortable chair thing. We have the improved umbrella. We have a very big beach ball, and we have an improved palm tree. So if I press R, yeah, you can see there's actually leaves on top of here too, which is a much better shape. I realize the planks actually work well since the wood is striped, and also it's different from the logs which I use for coconuts. Alright, so I've switched to a lower fog, I've upgraded, and for a while now, everything has been silent, but as you might have noticed, there are sounds now. So that is really cool. Yeah, the cloth blocks have like the grass block sound for now. Yeah, there's no sound for going into the water. Also, something I forgot to mention in the clip where I showed off my house, you may have noticed the TV. Oh yeah, and here's some like music playing. Here's the TV. I used gravel for sort of like a static effect, and I actually switched out the TV for the last house too when gravel was added. So yeah, I kind of forgot to mention that. There's actually a very interesting metal sound. Sort of like a higher pitched. Okay. I might have to turn this down. Am I gonna have to talk louder? Wait, I can just literally turn my computer volume down. Yeah. I like the metal sound. here we go. This fog is what we'll have to do. We've pretty much covered everything in this version already. It's just such a big feature that I wasn't gonna skip versions. Because, yeah, I feel like sounds alone deserves its own update. Alright, I've updated to 0.0.23a_01, and some of you might know something big is coming. First of all, yeah, the menu. The menu has some really cool new buttons. And there's like a black, or well, a gray background behind this. And you can actually move around in it now, so that's cool. But one thing that I think is really cool is, you know, they've patched the thing with floating blocks on the water, but they've made something even cooler by accident. So yeah, I'm gonna isolate this water, and essentially what happens is, let me actually isolate this block. Let's just place down a gravity block. It swaps places. So I found this out when I was talking about, you know, the feature where lava could spawn higher that we got in the last episode. And apparently, you know, this re-enables it. This re-continues it. Although it was still a discontinued feature for that short amount of time. Now, I have an idea. Using this, I'm going to make something that was impossible in the last version. It has to do with my house. So, as you know, I had to use wool blocks here, since, of course, I could not raise the water. But now I can. So, here, let me place back this dirt. I'm gonna raise it again. And I gotta make sure this is isolated. I guess in this version, you have to actually manually save it, so I could just go back. Oh, first I have to raise this up. So now that is in that tube. And now, what I can do is slowly raise this water up. Yep. Oh, the water is gone. That's not good. I should be in the tube once again. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I didn't leave behind any wool blocks. Oh no. Okay. So I don't know what's going on here. Next time, I'm gonna be safer with it. I'm going to instead, like, keep some water right next to it. Alright, here's the water I'm gonna keep. And now, hopefully, I can do this better. Oh no. Oh, I fell in. You know what? I have water. I'll just use this. I'm gonna press enter. Break this. Press R. Oh. This is the nice thing about the R key and the enter key. Let me make sure I place this wool back. Hey, interestingly, I've created some floating water. That's odd. And it might be the reason, if not related to the reason, it keeps on disappearing. Oh! Oh! I've done it! With some more floating water. Let's open the floodgates. Oh, I accidentally spawned Steve. Now Steve can see my accomplishments. You know you're moving up in the world when you're using real water for your bathtubs. Alright, and now I get to actually swim around in my bathtub. I just realized the bottom of this isn't actually gold. Oh, hello, Steve. One thing I want to do with this bug is make a new world. And I am going to drop in. Oh, that's not how you open the build menu. I'm going to drop in some sand and raise the water level. Oh yeah, it swaps places with them. It doesn't actually just go up by one. So let me update this. Oh. That is a lot of water. Oh, it is spreading. And I'm basically going to make an ocean world with this. There, I'm actually going to go to the build height, take advantage of the fact, oh no, I'm going to go all the way up to build height and place a piece of sand. This is gonna cause so much chaos. Oh, there's the water block. Oh no, I'm gonna have to break the pillars while I'm underwater. Yeah, the respawn point is underwater at this point. Oh my god. Yeah, all the grass is turning into dirt. I think I've reached the edge of the world. Water wasn't meant to be this high. So, yeah, it just kind of cuts off. Since this water, it won't spread past the world border, obviously. Wow, there's the entire world. Only a couple grass blocks left. Alright, so I've made this giant air pocket with sponges and this giant thing. I used plots to make 2 spheres. This is the first one. It has a little house. Inside it, we have a chair and a desk with a lot of papers. And over here, we have the plant section, which has a skylight. Actually, let me break those. Yeah, it has a skylight to let the light through. And a lot of plants. Anyway, that is all for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.